This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The BAISS Sudden Death Softball Playoffs getting underway yesterday at Freedom Farm. In senior boys play, Sac's Big Red Machine with no love for the Nassau Christian Academy Crusaders. Sac rolls to an 11-1 victory and will now play in the best of three championship against the winner between Charles W. Saunders and Queens College. Sac senior girls also coming up big yesterday. They stopped the St. Andrews Hurricanes 19-0 in just 3 innings. They will now play in the championship against the winner between St. Anne's and QC. It may sound like a scorched record, but Sac's junior boys also moving on to the championship. They put a blank job on CW Saunders 7-0. Up next in the title series will be the winner between NCA and QC. As for the junior girls, CW Saunders nipped NCA and now await the winner of QC and Sac. While the private schools are winding down on the diamond, the government schools are also in the postseason volleyball action. Sudden death playoffs on court yesterday. In senior boys play, the CV Bethel Stingrays giving the pennant-winning C.R. Walker Knights all they could handle. This one would go 3 sets, with CV Bethel pulling the upset and handing the Knights their first loss on the season. Set scores 19-17, 5-19, and 15-11. CV Bethel moving on.
This was a roller coaster, but at the end of the day, the team that wanted it the most won. And we just want to give honor and glory to God, because we are praying school and we are praying team. We started with prayer and we ended with prayer.
In the other half of the senior boys bracket, another upset in the making. The C.I. Gibson Rattlers came out to play from the opening whistle. They put away the C.C. Sweeting Cobras in straight sets, 19-8 and 19-10, to move into the championship against CV Bethel.
We're just going to stay focused. We're just going to execute our 3 hits. We're going to be patient and may the best team win.
On to the junior boys now. The D.W. Davis Pitbulls gave the pennant-winning A.F. Adderley Tigers all they could handle. In the end, though, Tiger Pride prevailing in 2 tough sets, 17-15 and 19-18. A.F. Adderley on to the big dance.
We came out sluggish, and we had to adapt to the environment. But eventually, they came around and they started playing A.F. Adderley volleyball.
In the championship, A.F. Adderley will go up against the H.O. Nash Lions. H.O. Nash had a little easier time with the L.W. Young Golden Eagles, winning 17-11 and 19-18. Taking a look now at the junior girls scoreboard, top-seeded H.O. Nash moving on with a 17-4, 17-12 win over D.W. Davis. The Lions will now play third-seeded S. McPherson, who got past A.F. Adderley in 3 sets, 17-14, 15-17, and 15-6. As for the senior girls, top-seeded CV Bethel over C.R. Walker, 19-14 and 19-9. Up next for the Stingrays will be the second-seeded C.I. Gibson Rattlers. They won over R.M. Bailey 19-12 and 19-13. Our women's national volleyball team will leave town later this week for the Cayman Islands. They will face off with Guadeloupe, Bonaire, and the host in a 2-day tournament this weekend to determine which 2 teams move on to the next round of World Qualifiers and next year's Caribbean Volleyball Championships.
Some of them have actually had retired and we had to bring them back, because most of those young girls who should have been on the team, they're away in college and they can't get away from colleges. And so they have really been working hard. And I'm really impressed with their level of play. I never have a mindset to lose. And so we are going there to win. And I expect nothing else. And that is what we've been practicing to win it. Coming second means that you're not going to be in an easier pool with the way forward. You always want to come first, so your way forward is more easier than it would have been had you come second.
Team Bahamas is ranked second in the group and are favored to advance, but they will have to prove it on the court as top-seeded Barbados already failed to qualify out of their group.
To be honest with you, I know very little about the teams except I know that Cayman predominantly plays beach volleyball. they don't play too much indoor volleyball, but that's not to push them aside, because who knows what they'll be doing. I'm going to assume that they really don't know our team as well, particularly how most of the personnel that traveled in the last CBC are not traveling in this qualifier. And so we don't know them, they don't know us. And so that may not be too bad a thing. But we are going to scout them once we get there. Therese Sweeting, one of our volleyball players, she is over there. She works in Cayman, and I've asked her to do a little bit of scouting, and she is going to provide me with some information that I think could be very useful.
Buddy Hield and the New Orleans Pelicans on the floor last night for the back end of a back-to-back. They were still in search of their first win of the season against the Sacramento Kings.
And finally, Buddy Hield gets one to fall. He's 1 of 5. Buddy Hield. And that's his second basket in 7 tries. Under 2 minutes. Cousins slapped away. Turnover. And here's Buddy Hield. Cousins. And it's saved by the Pelicans. 93-85, just over a minute left. Buddy from downtown. And the Pelicans are still breathing, Jerry. And Buddy gets the basket. He's getting a couple of hoops late in this game. 100-92. Well, that's a pretty move by Buddy Hield. He's showing us something here. The final score tonight, Dave Yeager's Kings win it 102-94.
So Buddy and the Pelicans still winless at 0-8 in just under 22 minutes on court. Buddy was 6 for 16 from the field, 1 of 7 from behind the three-point arc, and 1 of 2 at the line. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. New Orleans off tonight. They head to Milwaukee to play the Bucks come tomorrow. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned and check on weather still to come.